A new development tonight behind the scenes at Hacienda HealthCare. We're learning the state is making phone calls and identifying perhaps other facilities across the state in case patients need to be relocated.
On top of that, Hacienda has 2 days to get somebody to take over management, something they failed to do twice already.
And that is as lawmakers try to close loopholes to make sure this never happens again. Our own Justin Pizzera following this huge Valley story at the Capitol tonight. Justin?
Good evening, guys. The governor issuing an executive order today strengthening some of the protections for people with disabilities. He also sent a letter to the Attorney General asking him to start an investigation into Hacienda. All of this happening while state lawmakers here at the Capitol are drafting legislation to close what they're calling loopholes for places like Hacienda. A bipartisan group of lawmakers have been busy putting together what they hope will be a tough approach when it comes to intermediate care facilities in the state like Hacienda.
These decisions are very complicated, and for patients that have been in the facility for a number of years and many times maybe even their entire lives, we want to make sure that their needs are met in a high-quality setting.
Senator Heather Carter is the vice chair of the Senate Health and Human Services Committee. She says one of the main things lawmakers hope to accomplish, closing a loophole that allows facilities like Hacienda to be exempt from a state license. She says the state needs to have direct oversight. Lawmakers also hope to make it very clear who gets a background check.
Right now, we're trying to provide state regulatory oversight to make sure that we have a consistent policy in place across all of our facilities, both public and private.
SB 1211, known as the Hacienda Bill, was supposed to be introduced this week, but lawmakers say they held off to make sure the language in the proposed law was spot on, closing the loopholes on licensing and background checks.
We're trying to really focus on individuals who may be in a position that could potentially be alone with a vulnerable adult. So that's what we're trying to just tighten up the language on.
Lawmakers hope to introduce the proposed law next week. If it goes through and is signed by the governor, it would go into effect immediately. In Phoenix, Justin Pizzera, ABC 15, Arizona.
Thank you, Justin. Also tonight, the company that Hacienda said would be taking over management there, Benchmark, they sent us a statement today saying Benchmark had 6 highly qualified staff on the grounds at Hacienda last week working on a root cause analysis and quality review per state directives. Additionally, we identified and brought on 2 board administrators to oversee the ICF and skilled nursing facilities. At the end of the week, when an agreement could not be reached, we reluctantly stopped this very important effort. Benchmark greatly hopes a solution is found that ensures the quality of care and safety of the residents at Hacienda.
Phoenix police are